Hello Amanda, hello Tony. I'm commenting on your video in which you explain your little scene there with the purity man. And I promise I will not bash you. You are nice, decent, idealistic, uh, awesome young human beings. When it comes to sex and young people, I wholeheartedly agree that everybody should wait until they feel that they are ready. Amanda, if I were to ask you to imagine two different scenarios and not focus on what you think about them, but focus on your feelings, what your body actually tells you. And if the first scenario is this nice, lovely, polite, albeit a very inexperienced Christian male young virgin, and you imagine your first night with him, probably the wedding night. And should I mention that, as it seems, most people don't actually have sex in their wedding night because weddings are organizationally complex affairs and emotionally intense experiences. So I just wonder, what does it do to you if you put such enormous expectations into your first sexual experience? And on the other hand, second scenario is that your first sex is with an experienced lover who knows what he's doing, who knows just what to say, what to whisper in your ear, how to touch, how to let go of any pressure, how to not have performance angst, so that you can fully enjoy the moment. If you compare these two, honestly, not from your head, but from down here, from your body, from your feelings, what do you prefer? What gets your juices flowing? What gets you hot and steamy and excited? Which one do you really want to go for? You said that the lifestyle of sexual promiscuity leads to heartache, STDs, and unwanted pregnancies. A life of sexual promiscuity just seems tremendously exhausting. I just have too much to do for that. Every single study that has been done on abstinence only education has shown that this is what actually leads to unwanted pregnancies. It's not promiscuity, it's misinformation and a refusal to use contraception in a responsible, rational way. And as for heartache, well, heartaches will come. The heartache comes from being rejected by people, and the heartache comes from losing friends and probably losing lovers. But that's not necessarily connected to sex per se. Tony, quote, I'd just given away the one gift that I had and it wrecked me, unquote. Let me tell you a story. I think 40 years ago, something like that, a singer songwriter named Leonard Cohen, whom you probably know or probably not, wrote a song about a sexual encounter he had in the Chelsea Hotel in New York City. And a bit later, He gave an interview and he told that journalist the name of the lady that he had had sex with. Now, a few years ago, so roughly 40 years later, he had another interview, and in this interview he said, I cannot imagine how I could have been so uncautious as to say her name in public. Let me ask you, when you say that you have given away that gift that you had and it wrecked you, isn't it a little bit uncautious to publicly say that? What are you saying about her? What are you saying to her? I imagine that when I am together with a woman, the gifts that I have to give her are intelligent conversation, lots of fun. It's kindness, gentleness, caressing, kissing, stroking, and sex, of course. But really imagining that, to be blunt, this few grams of sperm is the one gift that you have sounds to me just burdening a very simple physical act with such an awful lot of symbolism that isn't necessarily there. If you actually had one sexual experience in your whole life, then you're, for all practical intents and purposes, you're a virgin. Because losing your virginity doesn't come with one act. That is a deeply patriarchal uh, male fantasy. It's just not that important. What really counts is that you love somebody and that you care for someone, and if you're into monogamy, that you stick with that person and support them through all your life, and just do the best you can for them. And when it comes to sex, I guess what counts is that you learn to relax and to take lots and lots of time and to seduce her time and time again, and to build up that trust and form this intimate bond that makes up a relationship. But not, I'm sorry, not sticking your peewee in her moo. That's, as much as I love sex, that's just not what it's about. Okay, and I think that this whole Christianity thing has led to such an overestimation, such an awful symbolic um, hyperbole surrounding the mere act of sex, and I think it's just not very healthy. The universe is like almost 14 billion years old. There are like tens of billions of stars and planets only in our own galaxy, and there are billions of galaxies out there. And you honestly believe that the creator of the universe has singled out one young species on one single planet and told them and only them that they are only to have sex inside of marriage. I'm sorry, this is not being meek, this is not being obedient, this is the hate of arrogance. And I'm not blaming you personally, I'm talking about the thought, I'm not talking about you as people. Have fun.